Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host Jacob and also the founder of Next Scale Growth. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by Marcel, who is the CEO of Survey Consulting. Marcel, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for inviting us.
So Marcel, before we get into the flow of the podcast, I want to understand a little bit more about who you are and what Survey Consulting do. So do you mind kickstarting the podcast and telling myself and also the audience what your experience consists of and what led you to become the CEO of Survey Consulting and also what you guys do at Survey Consulting?
Okay, so my company, Survey Consulting, is providing services based on the open source survey software LimeSurvey. So back in 2007, I started to get in touch with the LimeSurvey team. There was an open community, and I was involved at helping others at the forums and chat. And later on, I became the official head of support at LimeSurvey, at that open source community. And from time to time, people just approached me asking, well, you seem to know how this works. Can you provide some support, some paid support? And that was the reason for founding the Survey Consulting Company, which we did back in 2010. And since then, our revenue has increased 20-fold, so it's running good. And yeah, we are actually a team of experts. So there are not like 10 employees coming into the office every morning. It's just that we have, for example, our JavaScript expert in Canada. We have a designer in Austria. Our server design expert is located in India. So it's a team spread all over the world. And depending on the project we are working on, we just connect and try to satisfy I think it's more than 1,000 clients we had so far.
Amazing. And Marcel, what would you say were some of the biggest challenges you face going from helping users at LimeSurvey to running your own consultancy with clients all around the world? And you just mentioned there you've got over 1,000.
Actually, it was not such a big challenge because we are not that a big company. It's just a few people trying to help out others using the LimeSurvey software. So it's not that we had to scale from one person to like 20 or 30. And I think one of the advantages is that, for example, we have some developers at our team who are employees in our company. But for other projects, we just connect to experts we have been working with for several years. It's pretty easy to scale these projects.
Okay. So let me rephrase the question then. What would you say were... Do you remember a time where you thought this is maybe getting tricky in terms of finding new clients, or you wanted to expand into a different marketplace? How did you kind of get around them up?
Yeah. So from the beginning, people just got in touch with us because they knew us from the LimeSurvey chat, the LimeSurvey forums, and they just noticed there were some people with a lot of experience. And that's how we basically started. So we started small and then things were just growing. Later on, we have been recommended by others. And there is also a website. We have got a blog. There are different ways people come to us. So it's either via the forums. They just check Google for our website. Many customers have been working with us for like 10 or even 15 years now. And we just provide help in updating their systems to the new versions. It was just growing sequentially. And what you also notice over time is that the more experience you get, the easier you can help others. So there is literally nothing we haven't seen at the LimeSurvey world. Problems you need to deal with, things that need to be developed, surveys to be implemented. So we've got a lot of experience now. We are doing this for more than 15 years. So that definitely helps.
100%. And for doing something for so long, the main thing is obviously your experience, but sometimes experience isn't the main thing what people look for. And I think now with survey tools being everywhere these days, what would you say makes your approach or your offering different to what usual players in the space are doing?
Yeah, you're right. So there are dozens of different tools. But there are, I would say, two key factors that differentiate the LimeSurvey software. One thing is it's completely free. It's open source. You can just go to the limesurvey.org website, download it for free, set everything up at your servers, or ask us to help you doing this. And the other thing is that if you install the software on your servers, you've got full control over all of the data. And nowadays, this becomes more and more important. For example, at the European Union, we have got the GDPR in place, which are pretty strict rules for dealing with private details. And There's also an advantage because when using other tools like SurveyMonkey, Question Pro, whatever you want to name it, you never really know what happens to your data. So for SurveyMonkey, this is US based. You never know who may have access to that data. Comparing to LimeSurvey, everything's installed on your servers, or we can even host the LimeSurvey system for you. Then everything's GDPR compliant. So that's a big difference, and it's becoming more and more important these days.
100%. I definitely agree with you there. Definitely agree. So, going on where the industry is now, Marcel, and with so many different technologies and services and products coming into place, especially with AI as well, what do you think the future of online surveys look like? Are they moving more towards interactive, or are they moving more towards the mobile first route, or even the voice driven experiences? Where would you say the future holds?
Good question. Good question. I wish I could tell you because that would make my life easier. But from what I can tell from our experience, there are different parts you need to deal with. So one thing is about survey design. Of course, more and more people are answering your surveys using the mobile phone. So you need to have a nice design which scales well on different devices. What many people are not having on their list is having a clearly structured survey design. We've seen so many poorly designed surveys, and that's more or less the key point because if your survey is not structured well, then people just have a look at the first page and then they're gone. So this also depends on what is your audience. If you pay people for answering your surveys, okay, well, you will get some responses, but you also need to pay for this. And in this context, AI is definitely a new factor. So what we have already seen is people using AI to just answer surveys for them so they get paid. That also means that on the other end, if you are conducting the surveys, you do not want to have that because you are actually paying an AI to just answer your survey questions, and that's not the deal you made. So you need to have technology to work around that. This is something we are currently working on. And when it comes to using AI yourself for designing surveys, there are some minor challenges, but there are big advantages. For example, sometimes you just need a list of countries. You ask ChatGPT, give me all the European countries as a list, and then you feed it into the LimeSurvey survey software, and then you've got your list of countries. That's so easy. You can even have multilingual surveys and tell ChatGPT, and now I need this in France. So that's pretty straightforward. It really helps designing surveys. You can even tell the AI, I want to do a simple survey, give me the 3 or 4 core demographic questions. And you can even use AI for the survey design process itself. So there are many different ways how to use it. And it also depends on how you later want to analyze the results. That's also a key factor where AI will play an important role in the near future. So that's also something we are currently working on.
And I think anyone who knows about AI and knows the capabilities of AI is almost stalling their progress or potential, not implementing it. And it's no longer like a trend anymore. I think probably 6 months ago now, people were saying AI is a buzzword, AI is a trend. But I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of different founders and CEOs like yourself, Marcel, and they all say the same thing now, is that AI is like when the mobile phone came out. AI is like when the dot-com era was out. It's no longer a buzzword or a trend. It's here to stay. And the people who don't integrate it or don't build processes around it are going to be like the companies who didn't adapt to the dot-com era. They got left behind, or they didn't progress as fast as the other companies do. Because, I mean, your company may still grow at a pace which you might be happy with, but your competitors who are adopting to the industry and adopting to the trends are going to outgrow you so fast. You're almost going to become such a small fish in a big pond that you're going to be irrelevant, to say. So what do you think of that now? As like 6 months ago, AI was like a trend or a buzzword to say, but now it's here to say. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I would say it was like 6 months ago, because if you're working in the tech industry, you have heard about AI like 1 to 3, 4 years ago. We started having our team getting more involved with AI like last year. So we had some meetings about that topic. Everyone was just sharing their experience. And that's something you should always do. everyone should just ask the different team members, how are you using AI? Because there are things you probably haven't thought about. I mentioned it can help at survey design. But for example, if we are participating in a tender, what we can do, and what I actually did several times with a good result, is feed all the documents into the AI. Give it some context about your company, about the customer, about the project, and then the AI has the scope, and you can use it to get all your application details. Like if you want to have the technical offer, then this is usually split up into different features or products that should be developed. So in this case, just get back to the AI. Now I want to outline how I'm thinking to implement this or that solution. Just have some bullet points. You can even use speech to text. And then the AI will turn it into beautiful technical text. And even for me as a non-native English speaker, that's super helpful. So that's one thing you can use when running your own business. That really helps a lot. We are also using it to improve emails, to create documentation and all that stuff. So everyone is using it according to their needs. Our programmers are using it for small JavaScript snippets. Our back-end developers are even discussing database layouts with the AI to get some kind of feedback to improve things. So that works great. And when we started with this project like 1 year ago, the intention was, if we are not starting to use this in a good way, other people will do it. Then we always want to stay ahead of technology. That's why we're also planning to implement new features for the survey market based on this, because there is so much potential.
And Marcel, over the next 6 to 12 months or so, what would you say are some of the goals you've got for the company in terms of bringing on new clients, expanded into different marketplaces, maybe some other goals that you've got?
There are so many different things. So first of all, we have got an online shop, which is great because you can simply sell some stuff. There was not that much work involved, and it can easily scale. It doesn't matter if you sell a product like 10 times or 100 times. So we want to add new products to our shop. This can be like designs for surveys. This can be new features, especially when it comes to text analysis. This is something that is on our list since the beginning of this year, because AI is a great tool when it comes to analyzing text. We did some testing. So we are collecting feedback from hotel guests using our software. And then we are just doing some tests. We are feeding like 100, 200 feedbacks into the AI. And you can just tell the AI, give me a summary. And that works great. You get something like, well, the guests liked the hotel. It was all clean, but the breakfast was mentioned it could be better. And then you can start a kind of conversation based on this data. You can just have a follow-up prompt like, what did they complain about at the breakfast? And then you can just dive into the details based on this. And this is a tool we are currently trying to develop because a few years ago, no one wanted to do some kind of text analysis because it was just difficult. You need to split it up into positive feedback, negative feedback, have some kind of categorization. And usually it was just a poor student who was given all the texts, and he should provide the text summary based on that. Now AI can do that. And we are working on the API interfaces for this. So you just take, for example, a simple text question within your survey, and then feed that detail with some context as a prompt into the AI. And then you get some basic feedback. And based on that, you can try to do more interaction, dive into the details. So this is something we are currently trying to develop. There are some challenges, but we know how it works. And this is something we also want to offer. So that's like one part. Another part is that we have worked on so many different projects that we are more and more trying to have more modular code, which is easy to extend. So like you have a basic reporting feature as a kind of framework. And for a new customer, they may need some features in addition. And then you can just base it on that or have the design adjusted according to their needs. So this is something we are working on. Automation is also one thing, like you can send invitation emails to your surveys, and then later you want to send a reminder email. Like all the people who have not answered yet, you want to send a follow-up email. This can be it can be done fully automatically. You do not need to press a button for this. So if you just have the products for this, it can save you a lot of work. So that's something, that's the kind of direction we want to go to.
100%. And if people wanted to reach out to you, Marcel, and find out some more info about yourself or also what you guys are doing, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, just ask Google for survey consulting. Then you get our website. We've got different contact details, write me an email. We can have call. We are available by chat. We are just updating our website, so the chat integration will be done like next week, I guess. So just reach out to me if you have any questions, answering a few questions. That's always for free. I like to talk about new projects, new technologies. So just get in touch with me anytime.
And well, Marcel, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having you on.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.